Look, you need to abide in him. I put it in that almost fanciful now, old-fashioned way, King James language, but abide with me from morn till eve, for without thee I cannot live. Abide with me when night is night, for without thee I dare not die. You can see the logic of that, can't you? But to abide, like being embraced, to be curled up. I used to insist on Mum gives me my 5 minutes cuddle each day. Can I have my 5 minutes now? I sit on her lap. As a young kiddie, you understand. And was just cuddled by her, close to her. That was everything to me. Gosh, it brings tears to my eyes now. I tell you, that was everything to me. Perhaps because of not having her so much in those early years, first 5 years, before I really came to live with her permanently. Yeah. Where was I? To abide, to lovingly abide in the embrace of our Heavenly Dad who loves us. To just rest utterly assured, you see, in peace, in trust. So you can just blank out and fall asleep because you don't have a care in the world. You are where you should be. That's the love of God. And ideally it's shown through every mum in the world. Well, of course, ideally every dad too. But I had less of that experience than perhaps some. But I don't know. Dads were not expressive in those days at all. They could be distant, partly because they worked so much. You didn't see anything like as much of Dad. You might have got a glimpse of him in the morning when you were getting ready for school. But he would leave the house earlier than you, of course. And you might have seen him at night before you went to bed. Depended. And at the weekend, but of course he was busy doing his thing with the garden or going to see his mum. I go with him sometimes. Yeah, I had some time with Dad. I'd even help him with the lawn. I'd collect the catcher and empty the cut grass into the wheelbarrow with a wooden extension on top of it so it held much more than a wheelbarrow would otherwise hold. Which he may have made, actually. And take it down the dump at the end. I've got a big garden, 1.5 acres, you see. I mean, it would take him 3.5 hours to mow the lawn. It was a big lawn. And as I say, 90 trees. This detail is of no interest to you. Sorry, let me get back to it. Abide in him, your Heavenly Dad. Seek his company. Perhaps you do it in solitude or seclusion. But perhaps you do it in full-on worship. In a church, depending on the type of church you've got. If you haven't got that type of worship, it's a bit sad because it's an incredible blessing to you when you're in the spirit of it, of course. But whatever, abide in him. You know, the disciples after the resurrection in the story, and they meet him again. And they don't recognize him. but their spirits relating to him, and they say, it's abide with us, it's close to evening. Stay with us tonight, you're a traveller on the road. Stay with us. Invite him into your heart. Because you want to love him. Do you know that is conversion? I've told you, haven't I? I was on campus and I suddenly realised in the beautiful sunlight of the day, I want God to exist. Wow. It's the cry of my heart. I didn't think those words at the time, the cry of my heart, but that expresses it, doesn't it? And I knew I'd changed. I knew something had happened to me, something lovely. In Christian jargon, I was born again. I didn't know a Christian. I don't think so. Wow. Abide in him. You can do it. Your mind just wanders to him and back to him. The notion of God. Bless you. And you are blessed. Thank you, Heavenly